Grand Rising, everybody. Thank you for jumping on. Whenever you see this, do me a favor, drop your city and your state. And if you are new, type a number one in the comments to let us know that you are new. We are live on a couple of different platforms. This internet is real suspect, so unfortunately it may lag. And I apologize in advance. That's all I can do because we don't control the internet over here. We just pay for it. But thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate it, man. I know y'all could have been anywhere else, but you decided to see what we had going on. I just shared this to our private group. Don't know what they're doing in there. They're kind of doing their own thing. So hopefully they see this and they'll kind of respond to it as well. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up our Instagram, trying to get some feedback on Instagram. So Grand Rising, thank y'all for jumping on. Hey there, Miss Marilyn, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on. Do me a favor, guys, as you jump on, like I said, drop that city and state. Blessings to you as well out of Hamden, Connecticut. Thank you. I'm glad I know my states, man. I was pretty good in geography. I just don't like American history, or the part that I learned in school anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This particular video is going to be more of an educational piece, and it's going to be mainly for crafters and also maybe t-shirt business owners who are like beginners. Okay. Augusta, Georgia. Thank you. So I need you guys to like interact, tap the screen. If you tap the screen on TikTok, that means that people are going to see it. Then it's going to draw more attention to us. And it's probably going to be somebody else who needs this information, because there are a lot of people who are out there, crafters specifically, people who just getting started, who are ignorant to the fact about t-shirt transfers and different types. So we're going to talk about different types of t-shirt transfers. We're also going to talk about the ones that we actually have in our warehouse and the ones that we provide. But before we do that, today is Monday, so happy Monday to everybody. If you are looking for rhinestone transfers, and Rhonda, your order is on the way. The one that I left out is on the way. If you're looking for rhinestone transfers, you can go to our website. It is theblanksspot.com. I see y'all not going to comply over there, so I'll do my own thing. It is theblanksspot.com, and then just go to the rhinestone collection at the bottom of the page, and they're 15% off, no minimums, no coupons needed, and you can go ahead and get that ready to press rhinestone transfer. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about if you are a crafter or a business owner. So do me a favor, if you are a business owner, well, we'll do the crafters first. If you're a crafter and you make t-shirts, you make garments, type a number 2 in the comments. If you are a crafter and you make t-shirts, type a number 2 in the comments, please and thank you. I appreciate it right off the bat. If you're a crafter and you're making t-shirts or any other type of garments using transfers, type a number 2 in the comments, please and thank you. And then if you are a business owner making t-shirts, then also type a number 3 in the comments. So 2 if you're a crafter, nothing wrong with that. I just want to know who I'm talking to. And then a number 3 if you're a business owner, so I can know who we're talking to. The information applies to both, but here's the deal. There are lots of people who are just getting started, and they do not know the difference between the different types of transfers. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. So I'm gonna be messed up, man, because my string is inside. I'll get it out later. A lot of people who just getting started making t-shirts, and they have no earthly clue about what a transfer is, or that there are different types of transfers. As a matter of fact, we get a lot of emails asking, do we make custom transfers? And the first question that we have, and before we can answer that question, we have to understand what type of transfer you need. So if you happen to call us, thank you, Magnolia. If you happen to call us or email us and say, hey, do you guys make transfers? It's going to be helpful if you let us know the type of transfer that you're looking for. Okay. Because we don't make all transfers. We don't provide all transfers. Also, knowing the difference between what we call or consider a full color transfer and a transfer that is not full color. So Darlene is on Facebook, and Darlene says there's no sound. Can you hear me, Rhonda? Because you're on Facebook as well. Can you hear me okay? If not, please let me know. I'm going to pause for a minute till Rhonda replies. Thinking Rhonda would have said something already if she couldn't hear me. Marilyn did respond. Jacqueline, you can hear me. So, Darlene, you may need to go out and come back in, okay? You may need to go out of the live and then come back in. It could be something on your end. So, you're just getting started making t-shirts, okay? And thank you, Darlene. You're just getting started making t-shirts. Thank you, Sherry. And you want to know which transfers you can use. So I'm going to share something with you. A garment transfer, whether it's for a t-shirt, a hoodie, a crew neck, a jacket, whatever it is, a garment transfer is the image that is going to transfer. That's what it is. It's a heat transfer, most likely heat transfer from that carrier sheet. And I'm going to show you guys from the carrier sheet, that ink is going to leave that carrier sheet and it's going to transfer to your garment, usually by using some type of heat press. Okay. Usually by using some type of heat press. The problem is most of y'all just getting started don't know the different types of transfer processes out there. Therefore, you're depending on somebody like me or my wife or a company like ours or somebody else's company to tell you which transfers to use. Now, I'm going to tell you something that some of y'all may reject. And I know it's a lot of small businesses out there, a lot of small crafting businesses out there who firmly believe in full customer service. That's garbage. That's straight up garbage. Stop talking about, I'm just providing full customer service. What you're doing is you're pacifying people and you're holding them by the hand and you're doing more damage than good. Because if the customer comes to you and doesn't know, and you're a customer and you don't know what transfers you want to use or should be using, and somebody tells you, well, this is the best thing, what they just did was they sold you something that you don't know if it's good or not. Positive thinking, grand rising. We got to stop leaning on business owners, small or otherwise. Thanks for the gift. We got to stop leaning on business owners, small or otherwise, and putting the blame or putting the ball back in their court, saying, hey, well, you're the subject matter expert. Why don't you tell me what I need? Well, I don't know what you need because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what type of project you're doing. Is it a custom project? Is it for an anniversary? Is it family reunion? Is it generic? We don't know. So you have to know. A part of it is you knowing what type of transfer you want to use when you say, hey, I want to order some transfers. That's going to be important. You got to have some type of skin in the game. All right. You got to have some type of skin in the game, but there's different types of transfers. And I'm not going to talk about the different printing processes. That's different because there's going to be some processes that I don't talk about or that I can't show you because everybody is not going to be able to provide a transfer for that printing process. For example, I'm going to say something. DTG. A lot of people get DTG confused or mixed up with DTF. DTG is direct to garment. And just from watching videos, I don't have a machine, so I can't answer those questions. But just by watching videos, I know for a fact that it is the garment and it is going to be a treated garment, but it's garment. It lays on the machine and it kind of goes through like a pizza oven, right? You know how the pizzas get made, like the little conveyor belt, something like that. I'm thinking that's how it works. And then they print directly to that garment. That's direct to garment, DTG. People get that confused with DTF, direct to film. Okay, cool, Darlene, that's what's up. They confuse that with direct to film. I don't know how they confuse them. I think they're just confusing the letters. But there's different printing processes, but there's also different transfer processes that you as a crafter, a small business owner, someone who's working out of your home, maybe you have a shop, but those are different. There's different transfers that you can use. Ready to press, right? They're ready to go. Behind me, you're going to see a whole bunch of transfers. These are screen print transfers, screen print. And if you can recall going back to your youth or maybe you were in a print shop going through shop in school. That's what I did in high school. I was in a print shop. Didn't think I was going to be doing this, some 40 years later, but I was in a print shop, and it was my high school print teacher, or shop teacher. His name was Mr. Perilou. I never forget. I'm from Baton Rouge, y'all. Mr. Perilou. And he showed me how to screen print. So, that's going to be important. And I understood that from that point on until now. So I did not introduce myself. I apologize, guys. This is the Blank Spot, the Blanks Spot. We are a sublimation, blanks, t-shirt transfer, adhesive vinyl, and banner supplier located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. Give me a second. I have to do something. Give me 1 second, guys. And thank you. So, we're based just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. We do have a website. We do ship. Okay. So if you guys are interested, once again, today is Rhinestone Monday, 15% off of all ready to ship rhinestone transfers. We're not talking about custom rhinestone transfers. We're going to get into that custom side as well. Thanks for the likes. We're going to get into that custom side as well, because that's what a lot of people are doing. But the purpose of the live, the premise of the live, is to talk to people who are making shirts, making garments that are depending on smaller businesses to tell you what you should be using. Okay. So there's some terms that you're going to have to learn. It'll be easier when you're talking to business owners, asking for their information. Tea time, what's going on? It's been a minute. Terms that you're going to need to know. We refer to a transfer that has one color to single color. And I think a lot of people may do that. We refer to a transfer that has multiple colors. Thanks for the order. I like that. We refer to a transfer that has multiple colors as full color. I think I probably need to start saying multicolor, okay? Because I think a lot of people get confused because sometimes I forget who I'm talking to. But different types of transfers, and I'm going to share 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe I'm going to talk about 6, maybe 7 transfers that you can actually use and that you can actually get from us here in our company. Okay. So I'm going to start off, since I mentioned the screen print transfers. These are single color screen print transfers. As you see, this is going to be backwards. Now you're going to see it facing front with Instagram because the actual screen is backwards. So you're going to see it facing front with. This is ink. Okay. This is a piece of transfer paper. This is applied with a heat press, preferably one that locks in or locks down. We don't recommend that you use an easy press for this. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying that I'm not recommending it. And it's not because I'm trying to sell you something, but it's because this every transfer requires TTP, temperature, time, and pressure. The one thing that an easy press does not provide is even pressure. Okay. But this is a screen print transfer. This is considered a single color. Even though it's not black or even though it's not white, it's still one color transfer. Okay. We provide these on our website. You can get these right now. You can get them for full price, ordering individuals. If you guys want to order a sample and try it out, if you've never tried it before, or you can order a minimum of 50 and get them for 90 cents. You can mix and match. And that only applies to what we have already done. It doesn't apply to anything custom. But these are single color screen print transfers. We sell these in the shop. Why would anybody want to buy a single color screen print transfer? Grand Rising, Robin, thanks for jumping on. Why would anybody want to buy a single color screen print transfer? Maybe you're doing a project for a family reunion and it's one color. Maybe you're doing a project for a girls trip or a guys trip. Maybe you're doing something for an elementary school or a daycare and it's one color. You want to keep it simple. It's very simple. They're cost effective. And this is going to be the easiest way to make garments, and make money. Okay. From my mouth to your ears, I said it and I'll stand by it. This is going to be the easiest way to make money. Single color screen print transfers, they're low cost, they're very durable, and they last, but they're easy to apply as well. So that's a single color screen print transfer. Another transfer that you guys are probably going to be familiar with. Does anybody know what's in this bag? I'm looking for some interaction. Hey, Latrice, you came in. What's going on? Anybody know what's in this bag? Can y'all tell me what's in this bag? Anybody? A lot of people don't know we sell this. Nope, it's not fall tea time. HTV. Absolutely. HTV. So, heat transfer vinyl. That's what this is. And we sell heat transfer vinyl. We have it over there on the shelf because there's people that still use heat transfer vinyl. Heat transfer vinyl is what most people got started with. They got their cutting machine, whether it was a Cricut or a Silhouette or whatever cutter they're using, and they started weeding out. They created a design. They started weeding out, and they said, hey, you know what? I'm going to start making some shirts. And the vinyl is cool. It's a single color as well. You can do it in glitter. It can be a foil type vinyl. It can be a regular single color. But the only drawback to heat transfer vinyl is that you have to do a lot of weeding. So if you have a lot of garments to do, then that may not be the choice for you. But there is a purpose for every process. Here's another example that my wife made, and I'm going to make me another shirt. I think this is what's called one of those layered type shirts, but it's like an insert, okay? I actually have a fist that goes inside here, and it says applied knowledge is powerful, or power. That's what it says. And I got a little fist that goes in. So this is vinyl. It already has the transfer sheet on it, okay? So you don't have to worry about the transfer sheet. People are still using vinyl. I don't think vinyl is going to go anywhere. I think it's going to be around for a while. That's just how it is. That's how people are. So you can't get mad at people not wanting to do other stuff. That's just what it is. That's how it's going to be. Okay, so that's vinyl. We do sell vinyl in the shop. So if anybody's looking for heat transfer vinyl, because I think people are still using heat transfer vinyl for one-off shirts, last minute things, stuff like that. So yeah, heat transfer vinyl, simply smarter. So if you guys are just jumping on, this is the blank spot. We're talking about the different types of transfers. I'm going to get to the questions, but I'm not talking about that right now. When I get to that part, then I'll answer your question, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just here ignoring you, okay? So we're not doing any custom bling. I know we said it before we would send off for it, but we're not doing any custom bling. We're going to get to the custom stuff, though. I want you to stay on the live, because I'm going to tell you something about custom that a lot of y'all are probably going to disagree with, okay? So you use it when you want to personalize names, which is a great thing because it's just a name. So if you got a transfer already, you can easily add to it. You know what I'm saying? You do if I need it. Well, you said you do bling transfers. Well, congratulations. We're not looking for it though, but I appreciate you jumping on. I apologize for reading that incorrectly. Okay. But if you want to share that with the masses, you can share that. Y'all, Jen and Mocha does custom bling transfers, y'all. All right. So she's over on TikTok. So now we talked about the single color screen prints and we talked about the HTV. The next thing I want to talk to you about is these ready to press rhinestone transfers. And this is what Jen and Mocha over on TikTok is saying. Jen and Mocha says, hey, you know what? They make these custom. So this is a ready to press. The transfer sheet is already on there. All you have to do is peel off the backing, use our instructions, and apply. Normally, we would tell you to apply this with a regular heat press, one that locks in. But we know that you guys are going to go to YouTube and see all types of shortcuts. So listening to what we say really ain't going to matter. You're going to do what you want to do. But if you want to apply this properly, I would recommend you doing this with a regular heat press, because these rhinestones have adhesive on the back of them. And it needs to be even pressure all the way around. So what you don't want to do is have it kind of like lopsided with the pressure. But this is a ready to press rhinestone transfer. And these rhinestone transfers are 15% off every Monday. No minimums, no coupon required. And you can get those, okay? So that's the third one. Now, why would anybody want to Why would anybody want to order a ready to press transfer? Somebody who's making shirts, somebody who's not just doing custom, somebody who's not just doing personalization. See, here's the deal. Our company is looking for people who are going to order regularly. However, we can't help who we attract. We attract a lot of crafters. So we have a lot of crafters asking us, and that's Jen and Jen and Mocha probably catering to a lot of crafters who want one. Well, our business, and it's not that we're too good to do it. Our business is too it's not in our business model. And our business is too busy to just stop doing what we're doing to make one screen print transfer. It's not cost effective for us. Okay. So in the past, if someone asked us about screen print transfers, we would just outsource to our vendor. But here's the deal. Most people don't want to do 50. See, that's where we differ from. I don't want to do 10. I don't want to minimize it to 10, Jen. Our volume is here. And we're gonna either do one of two things. We're either going to discourage people, and they're saying, I don't want 50 of the same ones, or we're gonna find us a business owner who's saying, yeah, I got an organization. Yeah, I'm doing custom. Yeah, I'm selling shirts. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this on a regular basis. So it's gonna either be discouraging or encouraging to order that. But we don't have the time in our business to do onesies and twosies. Because like I said, most of our customers who ask about it, they want one. And I think it's kind of cute. I think it's cute, but I think it's going to be easier for you to buy the supplies and learn how to do it yourself. Okay. Oh, absolutely. Positive thinking. You can mix them up. You can mix and match. The only thing is it has to be what we have in stock, but you can definitely mix and match. Okay. You definitely mix and match. It has to be a minimum of 50, like I said. Okay. So we're gonna pause for a minute and talk about custom. There are a lot of people who do custom. Do me a favor. Hey, Stevie, thanks for jumping on. Do me a favor. Type a number 4 in the comments if you do custom work. If you only do custom and personalization, that's what I should be saying. If you only do custom and personalization, type a number 4 in the comments, please and thank you. It's a reason why I'm asking this. If you only do custom and personalization, type a number 4 in the comments. Now here I go as a business owner and as a logical thinking business owner. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your business or your operation. But I will tell you is that you're losing money. You're losing money. If you're only doing custom and personalization, you're losing money. Now, I'm not going to sit there and try to convince you that you're losing money because I don't convince people of anything. I only show you, I only talk, and I share the different sides. If you're only doing custom and you have a custom business, let me clean this up. If you have your own apparel line, I can understand. If you have your own apparel line, I can understand. If you don't have your own apparel line and tea time, you switch it up, I got you. Because you know where I'm going. If you have your own apparel line, I understand that you do that. But if you don't have your own apparel line and your desire is to make money selling shirts, then wouldn't you think that you can sell more items if you sold by the holidays and the observances than just waiting on custom orders to come in? Something to think about. Something to think about, because this next one, can anybody tell me what this is? Peaches, you said no. Well, this doesn't apply to you. It's not. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. But I'm just like I said, I'm not here to convince anybody. Does anybody know what this is? It's always going to be somebody who disagrees. You know, you kind of expect that. Anybody know what this is? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do y'all a solid. And that no peaches, and cream, that no is going to be basically, and I'm not a psychologist, but that no is always basically, I want to do what I want to do. But if you knew that you can sell more t-shirts when you're not doing custom because you have customers out there, then guess what? A sensible business owner would do that. So I have two of the same. I'm gonna lean back so y'all can see. What are these transfers? Y'all tell me, because I switched it up a little bit. Latrice. Can y'all tell which one is which? Both of these DTF? So Rhonda said full color. That's when I had the first one up. So both of these are DTF? Well, how can you tell? How can you tell that both of these are DTF? You got to be able to feel the back. You got to look at the back. Absolutely, Latrice. You have to look at the back. I just want to educate y'all a little bit. Maybe you're shopping today, and maybe you'll shop with us, maybe you won't. But I want to educate you because you are depending on someone selling you something to sell you the thing that you need or to give you the best product. It's going to be better when you go into it understanding what you're buying instead of getting mad later on saying, hey, well, they sold me. No, you bought it. Only way you can tell is from the back. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer. You see those ridges right there? And you see how smooth that is? One has ridges and one is smooth. This is a full color screen print transfer. If you can't see, that means you probably want to buy one. There's no ridges right there. You probably need to buy one so you can see the difference. You see that roughness looks like an orange peel? That's the difference, City Views. So this is a single color screen print transfer. This is a DTF transfer. I forgot we had these. We only sell these when we go out to our events. What's the difference between the two? So I'm going to try to back up to a question that someone came in. I hope they weren't just driving by. If you guys just jumping in, drop that city and state. Before I answer any questions, drop that city and state, like the video, share the video. That's how we get people involved. That was RKYVZ Vault. What's the difference between DTF and screen print transfers? Well, I need you to drop that city and state. All right. So does anybody know the difference between the two? Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you. Pittsburgh, I appreciate you. Just so y'all know, we broadcasting out of Columbia, South Carolina. Avon Park. Jayville. Is that Duval? I think at the end of the day, it's the design that the customer wants, not what it's made from. Okay, I'll bite, Steve. Here's the issue with that. Here's my issue with that statement. Not a bad statement, but here's the issue with my issue. Here's the issue with that statement for me. If you expect DTF. I'm sorry. I thought it said FL. I'm sorry. Illinois. Thank you. I'm sorry. If you're expecting something and get something different, that's the issue. Most people have never seen this full color screen print transfer. As a matter of fact, type the letter N for no, if you have never seen a full color screen print transfer. I know you're on TikTok too, Steve, so you may see these ends pop up. Where my ends at? I've never seen a full color screen print transfer. Jerry, Grand Rising, thanks for jumping on out of Alexandria. That's our neighbor. We're from Baton Rouge. Cynthia out of California. So if you've never seen a full color screen print transfer, it can easily be mistaken for a DTF transfer. Now, Steve, you made a great point. Steve said, at the end of the day, I think it's design. It's the design that the customer wants. Here's the problem. If the customer doesn't understand the difference between the transfers that they're usually getting versus what they're ordering from someone else, because remember, people are not going to really most people are shopping by price. I'm just trying to keep this clean. Most people are shopping by price. Okay. Most people are shopping by price. I'm trying to answer this question. I think I missed one. A couple people popped in. So these are on our website. Don't ask me how much they are because we got a lot of stuff on the website. You can go here and you can go to full color screen print transfers. Go here and you can go to full color. Okay. You just learned this last month. Here's the issue. One is going to be softer. Here's the difference. Because someone asked. One is going to be softer. Yes, Rhonda. And one is going to have more of a plastic feel. I don't care what the person that's selling it to you tells you. One is by nature softer, which is the screen print transfer is softer and it's more durable. And the other one is going to have a more of a plastic feel. But these are popular. The DTF transfers are popular. And we're going to talk about real quick what makes these popular. What makes them popular is that they're easy to produce. Grand Rising, John. What makes them popular is that they're easy to produce. In order to produce a screen print transfer, you have to burn a screen. If it's full color, you got to burn the color of each screen, okay? Which makes it more cost effective to buy ready to press screen print transfers than it would to do custom screen print transfers. Although we have business to business rates on custom screen print transfers, is more cost effective. They offer these in gang sheets. DTFs is offered in gang sheets. Screen prints are not. So this is going to be more cost effective. It's going to be easier to produce by the printer, the person that's printing, and it's going to be more appealing because the price is better. All right, let's see. Walmart said they're not going to ask for DTF or white toner. Yeah, they're not. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with the volume of people that we've been getting, though, Steve. Here's the volume. Here's the problem with the volume of people we've been getting. A customer needs to be able to tell us when they get in our inbox, they come to our email, or they call us. They need to let us know if it's going to look like this with multiple colors, the design that they want, or if it's going to look like this, single color. We can't get past that conversation. So we can't help the customer because they don't know what they want. Number two, how long do you want your transfer to last? A lot of people don't understand this because what's being sold, white toner's not being sold. That's not the trend or the fad right now. It's not white toner. It's not full color screen prints. What does everybody hear about every time they turn their social media on, even during commercials? They're talking about DTFs. They're talking about DTFs. And if the customer, let's say you are the customer and you are the business owner, but you're still the customer, you have to know what you're giving your customers. You have to know the quality that you're giving your customers. You have to know what you're offering them, and you have to know what's to be expected. Not just let a car salesman say, hey, well, you know what? This is the best car for your buck. This is the best bang for your buck. At the end of the day, I want to make a sale, but I'm not here specifically to just make a sale. This particular live is about education right now. And once again, hopefully you guys will go to the website and I'll click or turn and you'll understand why we do what we do, or you won't. There's a purpose for every transfer process. There's a purpose for it. Once again, if I want to have my face on my garment, if I'm doing something for graduation, that's custom, if I'm doing something that's memorial, that's custom, if I'm doing something that's special occasion, that's custom, then I'm going to probably go with DTF as well. Now I have the ability to go with screen print because we have vendors and we're paying at cost, right? But if I have a customer that's coming through, you need to know what's going to be more cost effective for your pocketbook, for your wallet, right? I'm trying to get these comments in here. So as a business owner, it's my responsibility to give you the best product possible that we have in our website. That's our responsibility. We don't currently make DTF in-house. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's in-house or out of house. We don't currently make DTF in-house. We outsource any DTF orders that we have. And the only reason people are getting DTF as well is because they can put certain things on here and certain printers don't mind doing that. So anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that. Yeah, DTF transfers. DTF has been around since about 1996. What's happened with a lot of these transfer processes is that they have made it more accessible to the home-based business crafter. Did I say that correctly? If you're making shirts at home, if you're making garments at home, now you can go and get you a gang sheet, or you can do different sheets, and it's accessible now. You don't have to go out and buy that DTF machine. Okay, that's what DTF. That's why people are getting DTF, because you don't need to create a screen to make this. It's just no setup fee. It's just they're printing. That's it, and it's more cost effective. Okay, it just depends on what you want as a business owner. I'm not talking about the end user customer. I'm talking about now you as the business owner. Even if you are crafting and selling your stuff on the side, you're still acting in the form of a business, and you need to know what you're purchasing. You don't need to let custom creations, whoever, sell you on something and you have no idea about what it is. That's just, do your own due diligence. Not saying that you guys are blaming people, but there are a lot of people out there that are blaming folks, saying, hey, well, you should be telling me what this is. Do you think another small business has time to sit down and explain to you word for word? You at 1 o'clock, somebody else at 1:15, somebody else at 1:30, 2:50, and so on and so forth all day. They'll never make any money. If they're smart, they're gonna have a site. They're gonna have a site if they're smart. They're gonna put those descriptions of those transfers on that site. And they're going to hope, we can't expect, but we're going to hope that you're going to take some time and read it instead of coming straight to us and saying, hey, well, you know what? It's more convenient if I ask you, but it's not convenient for us because we're trying to service more than one person. We're saying this because there's a lot of people out there who are buying these transfers, and all you hear is DTF. Double tap over there. Double tap. Like the video, share the video. If you're just jumping on, this is the Blank Spot. We're a Sublimation Blanks t-shirt transfer, adhesive vinyl, and banner supplier. We're located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. We're talking about the different types of transfers. Now, I'm not going to talk about the different types of printings because you can't get every type of print to a transfer. You can't get a direct to garment. You can't, I don't know if do they have white toner transfer, Steve? That would be your expertise. I wouldn't know. I would think so though. But that's what we're talking about, different types of transfers and processes. So we talked about the DTF with the little rough backing, orange peel. Okay, say yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then we talked about the the full color screen print with the smooth feel. Both of them look similar from a distance because they're both on clear films. Okay. Now, for those of you out there who are making garments, if you're out there making shirts and you're saying, well, you know what, I'm just going to trust that the person that I'm buying it from is going to know what's better. I've always been told that DTF is better. I've always been told that screen print is better. I've always been told that sublimation is what this one is better. There is a purpose for every process. So this is a sublimation transfer. And the sublimation transfers are printed in a mirror image. They're backwards. So that when you put it down on your garment or wrap it around your tumbler, then when you do that and press it, it's gonna press looking with the correct way. Now, sublimation transfers are different from all of these other transfers that I talked about, because this is gonna only work the best, on white 100% polyester. People use cotton poly blends. They use 50-50. They use 65-35. They use 60-40, but it only works best on 100% polyester. People run from sublimation. You know why? Because sublimation tests your IQ. I'm not saying that you're not smart, but I am saying that most Americans that are doing sublimation are lazy. We don't want to take the time to learn a new process. This is science. This is science. This is nothing but muscle. This is science. Remember I said TTP, temperature, time, pressure. So this is definitely temperature and time, because it goes from the sublimation printer onto sublimation paper using sublimation ink. And then you're going to put this onto a high polyester count garment, and it goes from the ink in a liquid state to the paper, and then it goes from the heat press and it gases out. It gases out. So now what happens if you don't take the time to learn how to do this? You're going to say something negative about it, just like people who always only do DTF talk negative about other processes. Simple as that. But there's a purpose for every process. I already broke it down to you. If I'm doing graduation shirts for a family, I'm most likely going to be doing DTF. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. I'm going to order a game sheet. I'm going to run with it, and I'm going to go. But if I want to sell shirts when I don't have any custom orders, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, man, if you sitting here watching me, because our page is a nobody page. If you're sitting here watching our page right now, you're not gonna guarantee me that you got enough custom orders to last you or to cover you. I'm keeping it 150. When you say enough, I mean, I'm looking like, do you have enough not to work that daytime job? Because we definitely sell enough of these, not to go and work a regular job. That's not a flex. But when people tell me, or they say, well, you know what? I do more than enough custom orders. That's because you on a side hustle. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to sell shirts year round and not have to wait for a specific birthday, because I'm just saying, when you do a birthday shirt, how many you do? That's a conversation that people don't want to have, because it starts to step on people's toes. I got one more, then I'm going to finish the conversation. This is a heat transfer patch, also known as a chenille patch. But we have these in sequin patches and also embroidery patches. They have an adhesive on the back. That's adhesive, okay? This is heat applied. So you can actually sell these as well. So we have the heat transfer patch, the full color, screen print transfer, sublimation transfers, rhinestone transfers, single color screen print transfers, and we also have HTV. Now let's get back to what I was talking about. That's probably going to step on some toes. If you're talking about, I want to sell shirts, but you're so stubborn to where you're saying, I'm only going to sell custom or personalization, well, I hope your business does well. I really do. But I want to break this thing down for you so you can understand. Right now, it's Black History Month. And whoever's going to be buying Black History stuff, they're going to be buying Black History stuff this month. Some people are going to buy it all year. But we just had Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day, it came and it went. It's gone, right? Probably sold a couple of shirts for Valentine's Day. Then we got Mardi Gras, right? Mardi Gras is happening right now as well. You got St. Patrick's Day. You're going to sell a couple of these depending on where you are. I kind of wish we were in Savannah right now because we would be cleaning up, right? Because we are attracting crafters. We're attracting crafters who only want to do custom work, not understanding that there's money in doing generic options. Because see, shirts like this, she is worthy. Proverbs 31, this is a faith-based option. This is going to sell every day. Why do you think we dropped the option instead of just doing Thursday for our single color screen print transfers until every day? A minimum order of 50. You're getting it for 90 cents. We are moving screen print transfers like that. It's an everyday thing. Grand Rise and Linda, thanks for jumping on. When you tell me that you're going to wait until Mother's Day to sell baskets, and you're going to wait till Mother's Day to sell Mother's Day shirts and Mother's Day tumblers and Mother's Day pillows, my question to you is, what are you doing before Mother's Day? In between that one holiday? Or Father's Day? Or 4th of July? I'm just saying, if you're talking about I'm only going to create custom and personalized orders, what I hear you saying, and maybe I'm just thinking too logically, but what I hear you saying is that I'm only going to wait until someone has a birthday or a special occasion, graduation, for example. What are you doing when there's no special occasion? What are you doing for the everyday customer? See, my wife and I talked about this. She just walked in, but my wife and I talked about this, and we hear a lot of people talk about how the t-shirt industry is saturated. Anybody believe that? We're talking about that. Type the letter S in the comments if you believe that the t-shirt industry is saturated. The t-shirt industry is saturated. What do y'all think? Type of S if you think so. Nobody gonna bite? Thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. Do you think that the t-shirt industry is saturated? It's not a trick question. I hear people say it all the time. Everybody's making t-shirts. Everybody's making t-shirts. Everybody's making t-shirts. Everybody's making t-shirts. Where are the t-shirt businesses? Darlene has an S. Where are the t-shirt businesses? That's my question. Because a t-shirt business is not going to be concerned about everybody making custom t-shirts. A t-shirt business owner is not going to be concerned about saturation because they are always looking for ways to make more sales. See, the market is saturated. It's not a trick. Darlene, you're right. It is saturated with t-shirt makers, but it is not saturated with business owners. You mean to tell me that you're going to allow a t-shirt maker, a side hustler, a hobbyist, somebody that does this on their spare time to stop you from getting your money? In people's homes, garages, and sheds, and she sheds. That what you telling me? You're gonna let someone who does this for fun, and I just find joy in doing this, stop you from getting your money talking about it saturated? Is that what I'm hearing? Positive thing is hell no. I mean, I'm asking you, and I'm not just asking you because we sell transfers. I'm asking you because I want to understand the logic behind some of y'all's thinking. The logic behind some of y'all's thinking is that you followed somebody on social media, whether it was Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, right? And they showed you how to create items in your crafting room. They showed you from the Cricut to the knockoff sublimation printer. Don't get mad at me. They showed you from the Cricut to how to piece sublimation paper together. That's what they showed you. And now you haven't quite decided to switch over from a side hustler hobbyist to a business owner. So you're still making t-shirts. And that is saturated. Because everybody's making t-shirts. That's a quote. Everybody ain't making t-shirts. The problem is two things from what I see from a business owner's perspective. One, you have your channel tuned in to the crafting algorithm. So what you see and what you share is hand in hand on every platform. We started talking about adhesive vinyl tabletops, and guess what started coming across our timeline? Adhesive vinyl. Is that to make me believe that everybody's doing adhesive vinyl? Worry about your own garden, right? See, that's the problem. One thing is that what we're doing and what we're seeing on social media kind of coincides. So you see a lot of people doing it. And it makes you think that, well, you know, everybody's doing it. Everybody ain't doing it. It's 330 plus million people in this country alone. 332 million people in this country. Do you think all of those people are business owners? Do you think all those people are making stuff to sell? It's like probably 1% of people that are selling stuff. That means that you got the upper hand. You just see it a lot because that's what's coming up on your timeline. The other thing is there are more t-shirt makers out there, yes, but there are not a lot of t-shirt businesses. And I'm not talking about going down to the county or to the courthouse or wherever however you get your license and get an LLC. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about conducting business, attempting to make a profit, treating your opportunity like a business. There's not a lot of people doing that. You may not be legally registered, you may not be a legal entity, but a lot of people are not treating it like a business. You may get on social media and advertise a little bit. You may have a website, you may not. You may take it serious this month, you may take it serious next month. See, a lot of people ain't doing that, which is the reason why that comment that everybody's selling t-shirts. Who is everybody? Why are we worried about what other people are doing? And also, why, if we are doing custom and personalization, why have we not caught a hold of doing generic garments? There's a teaching community out there. There's an educational community out there. Don't you think teachers want to wear shirts? Don't you think teachers want to wear shirts? Bro, we back. The teacher. Don't you think nurses want to wear shirts? There's a lot of professions out there. Don't you think that people who are faith-based, people who believe in a higher power, people who believe in God, don't you think they want to wear faith-based shirts? Don't you think that people who believe in that want to have nice rhinestone transfers that represent how they feel? You don't have to wait until a special day or a special time to do something. You just turned yourself into a company that creates or makes stuff all the time. And then the other thing is, I'm not here to try to talk you out of your creativity, but you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours in your craft shop trying to come up with something that's already been invented. There's nothing new under the sun. It's all happened before. You have to figure out how to wrap it around in your mind to not overthink about how can I add more value to my customer base? How can I add more value to my business, my operation? How can I make more money? Have to be open to understand and the ability to take advantage of all avenues. And also, Steve, I like that. We have to be listening to understand instead of listening to respond. There was an individual on here, and I don't know if they understood the question or not, but when I talked about making generic items, and I said, hey, even if you do custom and personalization, you can always offer generic items. You can sell just as much or more generic items because you got people who are going to be shopping off the rack. You mean to tell me that when you go to a department store, you're looking in the back for the special custom thing? I missed that part. I didn't know Belks and Macy's sold custom items or personalized items. It's actually all custom. It's just they're selling duplicates of the same thing. When you see that short sleeve collared shirt that people have just automatically taken a liking to and they call it polo, a polo shirt is now not just with the little polo logo on it, but when people say polo, they're referring to a collared shirt now. You mean to tell me that you go into a store, to a department store, and you say, I'm not going to get that color because everybody got it? That is the reason why so many people are not as successful as they want to be, because we overthink the process. I'm not here to change your mind. I had a customer come on and say, well, convince me why I should buy from you. No, I'm not. You know how draining that is? You know how mentally draining it is to try to convince one person to buy something from you, only for them to say, I'm not ready yet. No, we're gonna create products, we're gonna provide products, we're gonna put them in front of you like a buffet, and you choose which ones you want. That's it. I'm not gonna go and try to convince someone to shop with me, because most people who say that, they're shopping by price, not quality. So I want you to think about this. And as a reminder, guys, today is Rhinestone Monday. So you can get 15% off. Get 15% off of all of your rhinestone transfers. There's no coupon needed. Just like the one I got on the back, I just cut this one. But there's no coupon needed, no code needed, no minimum. Buy one, you get 15% off. You buy multiples, you get 15% off. But I want you to think about this. If you're going to sell something in a market, if you're going to sell something in a market and you're sitting there offering custom items, I want you to understand what comes with that, because everybody's not ready for that. You want to sell custom items, but you can't design. This is going to really hit somebody in the stomach. This is going to feel like a gut punch to some people. You want to sell custom, you want to get in the custom game, but you can't design. Buy one, get one half off. I'm sorry. For the rhinestones. Yeah, I'm sorry. Rhinestones will buy one, get one half off. Sorry about that. I said it twice too. You're wanting to get in the custom game, but you can't design. So now you're gonna go to Etsy. You're gonna go to Etsy and you're gonna buy a design from Etsy. And you're gonna try to customize it or have somebody customize it for you. You just lost a customer, because the time that it's gonna take for you to get that design, go to the customer and the customer say, yeah, I don't like it like this. I like it like that. And then you go back and then, you see what I'm saying? So you're trying to get into the custom game or the personalization game and you can't design. Yeah, BOGO ho. You remember how Tamara? Buy one, get one half off. The other thing is, there's nothing wrong with wanting to learn how to design. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do some personalization. We actually have a Canva ebook that's on sale. A Canva ebook that's on sale. Go to the website. This is for people who want to learn how to design and use Canva. It's a Canva ebook. I know what that is. It's Canva ebook. Y'all know what Canva is, right? Canva. Go to the website. Once you get there, you can search Canva or you can go to TBS Academy till you find Canva ebook. But here's the thing. We want to do what we see other people doing, and we ain't ready. So until you are ready to start designing, until you're ready to start doing custom, until you're ready to start doing personalization, get some generic transfers, get some genres, get faith-based, get teachers, get nurses, get some Black history, get some sarcasm, get some love and marriage, and push them things, man. And you can make some money. Same concept of buying from someone trying to create when you can just buy just from us. Yeah. But here's the thing though, Steve. The mindset is what causes people to hover in that area, because I'm telling you this today. I told you this last week, and I'm going to tell you this next week. And you're going to go right back to the same circle that you've been listening to. Thanks for the gift. You're going to go back to the same circle that you've been listening to, and they're going to be telling you about custom. Instead of you're trying to wait to get it perfect on custom while you learn how to design, sell some shirts, sell some garments. Those are facts. You can't make this up. You said you wanted to make some money. You said you wanted to have a better life for yourself and for your family. You said you needed some money, you needed some more money paying these bills. You said that. If you're gonna do custom and personalization, you have to learn how to design. But you're working a job all day. I don't know. What you want me to do? Yes, ma'am. You can call right now. D's not on the line. You can call right now. Right. Yeah, you said you want to do that. You know what I'm saying? What type of shelves are these? These are just shelves that we got to put our transfers in. It's just white shelves. We had to put them together. You interested in buying the shelves or you interested in buying the transfer? You know, I had to. You the one said that you wanted to make custom stuff. You the one said that you wanted to design and make custom and personalization. But when you're sitting here and somebody's offering you an opportunity because it's not your idea. See, we've been tricked into thinking that everything has to be DIY. DIY was created by someone who wanted to get you hooked to their timeline. DIY was created by someone who wanted to get you on their YouTube. That's why DIY was created. That's what it is. Don't worry about it, Emily. We're not really talking about what's back here other than what's on the shelves. So it's just in case you guys didn't know, we are a Sublimation Blanks t-shirt transfer supplier. We also supply adhesive vinyl and also banners. We're talking about the different types of transfers that people can use at home. Ready to press transfers. You don't have to take it from me. This is not any advice. We're just having a conversation. Okay. We're just having a conversation. I don't want to always come on here sounding salesy, but I do want you to understand. That if we don't sell, we don't stay in business. That's we're not doing this as a hobby, but we want to add value. And I don't want to be the person or the company that comes on and that's not saying, hey, listen, before you go to buy these things from somebody, you should know the type of transfer that you want. If you're the one that's making the shirt, if you're the one that's pressing the shirt, you should know what type of transfer it is. If you want a DTF, if you want a screen print, if you want a sublimation transfer. Those are like the three basic ready to press transfers. And if you the person that's pressing the garment don't know, then you can't get upset when people ask questions. Okay. So I gotta go. Thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate it. Like I always say, guys, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I'll see each and every one of you guys at the top, because there's entirely too many people struggling unnecessarily at the bottom. Peace.